Thank you for that introduction. My name is Clark Mercer, and I serve as Governor Northam's Chief of Staff. I'm excited to be here today to introduce Governor Northam. I've served as his Chief of Staff for the past six years, and I don't normally get an opportunity to be on a speaking program with him, so this is a real treat, and it's an important occasion. Let me cut to the chase. You will hear from Governor Northam in a few minutes, and he will lay out a bold vision for Virginia being the national leader when it comes to offshore wind. He will lay out specific, ambitious targets for the amount of energy he expects to be harnessed off of our coast, and a timeline to get this done sooner rather than later. He will also talk about our assets here in Hampton Roads, specifically our people. We have the most talented maritime workforce and education system in the United States, and a port that is unrivaled in terms of its width, depth, and unobstructed and quick access to open waters. I had a chance a few weeks ago to visit Denmark and see firsthand the incredible offshore wind industry that the Danes started just a few decades ago. The trip was eye-opening in terms of demonstrating the possibilities we have right here in Hampton Roads. And the hospitality shown by the Danish government, as well as stakeholders in the supply chain, many of whom are here today, was remarkable, and I thank you. The offshore wind industry has grown by leaps and bounds over the past few years, and we are now in a position to adopt best practices and benefit from the efficiencies the industry has developed over time. One observation about Governor Northam before he provides his remarks. Governor Northam is not one to be loud or to boast in his pursuit of important public policy. I have obviously observed him closely over the past several years, and when Governor Northam lays out a goal, he then puts his head down and gets to work. He and his administration work collaboratively with stakeholders in both the public and private sectors and across party lines in order to get good things done for the people of Virginia. In less than 2 years in office, examples include Medicaid expansion, delivering health care to up to 400,000 more working Virginians, the largest single teacher pay raise in the state in 15 years, a commitment for the clean closure of coal ash ponds across the Commonwealth. The first time in 3 decades that the felony larceny threshold has been increased. The first time in its history that the metro system up in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area has a dedicated funding source, the only major transit system in the country that did not have a dedicated funding source prior to last year. And the first time in its history that I-81 also has a dedicated funding source. Through Governor Northam's leadership, we've eliminated suspending driver's licenses for failure to pay court costs and fines. And in economic development, companies like Amazon, Micron, and Nestle have expanded or relocated here to Virginia. All told, over $20 billion in capital investment has been committed by companies in Virginia in under 2 years. That's an all-time record for a full 4-year term for a governor, achieved in under half that time, and is one reason why CNBC recently ranked Virginia as the best state in the entire country to do business. So when Governor Northam lays out a vision for offshore wind, take note. And for stakeholders here in the room, I look forward to working with you to achieve these goals. Ladies and gentlemen, the 73rd Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Ralph Northam.
Please be seated. Wow, good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. And first of all, Clark, thank you for your kind introduction and your enthusiasm. Clark is always enthusiastic, but as he said, he recently was able to travel to Denmark and learn more about the wind industry. And when he came back, he was just really excited. So it's good to see that. And thank you, Clark, for all that you do for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And to all of you that are here today to promote this industry, thank you. For those that aren't from the Commonwealth of Virginia, welcome to Virginia. I always tell people that our doors are open and our lights are on, and we want our lights to be lit, if you will, with renewable energy. So that's what it's all about. I grew up over on the eastern shore of Virginia, and before I took this job, had the opportunity to do some offshore fishing. And I can guarantee you that we have plenty of wind off of our coast, so we need to harness that. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about the offshore wind industry. Virginia is poised to be a leader, not only in harnessing wind power off of our coast, but also in the manufacturing and development of the offshore wind market here on the East Coast. We all know that renewable energy has dual benefits. It improves our economy by creating the energy jobs of the future, and it improves our environment by reducing carbon dioxide and helping us reduce our climate impact. The U.S. offshore wind market is on the verge of expansive commercial development. Virginia has a first mover advantage in offshore wind in our federal waters, and let me be clear about this. My administration intends to keep it. Earlier this week, I was thrilled to announce a new clean energy executive order that clearly states the Commonwealth's energy goals. 30% of Virginia's electricity will come from renewable energy sources by 2030, and 100% of Virginia's electricity will come from carbon-free sources by 2050. We will also lead by example. Executive Order 43 sets a goal of generating at least 30% of the electricity powering state facilities from renewable sources by 2022. In addition, the executive order accelerates our goal of generating up to 2,500 megawatts of wind power from Virginia's offshore wind energy area by 2026. This amount of wind energy could power well over 500,000 homes in our Commonwealth. Virginia recently collaborated with Dominion Energy and Ørsted to allow for construction of 2 6-megawatt wind turbines off of our coast. This will be the first deployment of commercial-scale turbines in federal waters. To Dominion and your partners, we are just getting started. To my friends in the supply chain for offshore wind, let me add this. We're going to remain the nation's leader in offshore wind. I've heard concerns about regulatory resistance. I commit that our Commonwealth will have the necessary legislative and public policy support for realizing our full potential in offshore wind. And we want to get there sooner than later. Virginia has the best port on the East Coast. The Port of Virginia has wide and deep channels, space available for manufacturing, and an unobstructed and quick run out to sea to our neighboring states. Combined with our unmatched maritime workforce, we know how to attract new businesses and provide the trained workforce for them to flourish. On the research and development front, Virginia is poised to be a leader, led in part by Old Dominion University's efforts. With a focus on technology advancement and performance optimization, ODU's research will translate into commercial applications, driving down both the cost to developers and the rates to customers while reducing our climate impact. This kind of research will move Virginia forward and will help us meet our clean energy goals through growing wind energy innovation and technology advancements. Offshore wind provides the potential for a sizable new energy resource, reduces our climate impact, and serves an important economic engine to prepare communities to meet the energy jobs of the future. The lessons that we learn right here in Virginia will lead to improvement and opportunity throughout the world as the wind energy industry continues to grow. I'd like to thank the Business Network for Offshore Wind for facilitating this gathering, and thank our Virginia offshore wind teams at the Port, Virginia Economic Development Partnership, the Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy, and ODU for their ongoing efforts to secure Virginia as the destination of choice for offshore wind energy development. These are truly exciting times for offshore wind in our Commonwealth. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you as this industry grows and thrives. And as I said, we are open for business here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I just am glad that you are all here together to discuss this important industry, and if there's anything that we can do on the state level to drive this industry forward, please let us know. Thank you all so much for being here. For those of you, again, that are not from the Commonwealth of Virginia, welcome to Virginia, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you all so much.